Admittedly, I don't have a Christmas special for you guys. I was planning on doing one, and then, you know, the time just snuck up on me, and would you look at that, it's like, what is it, the 21st or the 22nd today, something like that. It sneaks up on you, and I still haven't done all of my holiday shopping either, so I'm gonna have to be a mall rat this weekend. That's gonna be fun. Anyways, because of that, you know, I just put on a Santa hat, and I have an Ubers match against FizzyStardust. We'll try to bring you a very Merry Fizzmas, I suppose. And we'll go ahead and play this Ubers match for you right now. Now, I left an abnormally long amount of time at the beginning of this because my emulator kind of lags a little bit, so I look at the clock and I count out 30 seconds, but it actually recorded 30 seconds, so I'm kind of stalling out the 30 seconds by telling you about the 30 seconds, but I don't know how much I've actually stalled out, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about the game. But you can see that we both have Darkrai's, we both have Fair Thorns, we both have Zekrums, and then we just got title legendaries and shit all over the place. This is not, you know, unusual when it comes to Ubers kinds of things. The other thing that I found slightly unusual is that neither of us have weather. I didn't feel like bringing weather. I always bring sun, and I would assume he does too. So we just kind of brought random Ubers out of our Ubers boxes, and then Fair Thorns because they're good, you know, they're good to take dragon hits and whatnot. So here's the game. Anyways, he's going to lead off with Darkrai. I'm going to go and lead off with Deoxys. Now, I have two options here. I can go for the Taunt, predicting him to go for the Dark Pulse, predicting him to go for the Dark Void, or I can go for the Light Screen, predicting him to Dark Pulse, predicting me to Taunt, predicting him to Dark Void. So there's the play, and then there's the play above it. I went with the play above it, he went with the play below it, and he takes out my Deoxys. I'm like, son of a bitch. This is good and bad, though. I mean, I lose out on my dual screener, but it means that my Ferrothorn cannot be put to sleep. I'm definitely positive that I can take a Focus Blast from it because I think I'm specially defensive. I don't know that off the top of my head because I don't really use Ferrothorn that often. But he misses 2 Focus Blasts in a row. And that really kind of sucks for him, I'm not going to lie. I think he missed 2 Focus Blasts or something like that. But his Taunt wears off, and I believe he misses his Dark Void here. So he's just missing moves all over the place. And because of that, my Ferrothorn is able to set up the Stealth Rocks and 2-hit KO with Gyro Ball. And I never thought I would say it, but my Ferrothorn is scot-free, and I'm really glad to have it right now. I don't know. He brings in his Horror right now, going to take in a lot of damage from the rocks. And now, I was at the point where I was like, although it is at full health, I really don't care about it, aside from Palkia. I wasn't even thinking about Scarf Palkia, because I know that this variant of Ho-Oh of his that he has is his Scarfer. So if he were to have another Scarfer on his team, I don't know. It could be Palkia. I don't know. I was thinking about it, and I was like, he's probably just going to have the one Scarfer. It's probably going to be Ho-Oh. So, because of that, I leave it in, and he actually goes for the Brave Bird, expecting my Reshiram to come in and take the Sacred Fire, which would have been a good move, but I was like, you know what? Fucking Ferrothorn. I don't care. He set up the rocks and killed off a Darkrai. That's more than I expected of it. So, he ends up having to go for Brave Birds, knowing that if he switches out to something else, he is going to be fucked upon rocks, or fucked by rocks when he comes in. But if he stays in, you know, then he'll die off the Brave Bird Recoil, and he'll get a solid hit, and my Ferrothorn is now at, like, half health. So, yeah. I think this is actually my physically defensive one, just based on how good I'm taking the Brave Birds, thinking about it. So, he brings in a Mewtwo right now. I should have been suspicious as to why he brought this thing in as opposed to anything else, because he goes for the sub, and I was like, alright, if he doesn't go for Aura Sphere, as long as he doesn't go for sub, I can Leech Seed, and then I can get some health back, switch out, do whatever, but he goes for the sub, I'm like, oh, fuck! What do? I'm completely fucked right now because I don't have anything that outspeeds Mewtwo because I didn't bring a Scarfer for some really stupid reason beyond me. But Ferrothorn goes down. You know, at least I got the rocks up. He doesn't have any spinners. Deoxys enabled Ferrothorn to do that. So, you know, it seems like I have 2 pokes wasted, but I really value the rocks up. And I'm kind of down on score, but I should be good to go. So, I'm going to go for the Extreme Speed with my Ghost Arceus. I figure, you know, Ghost Arceus because it's cool and whatnot. I don't know. I've used the normal one from time to time. I just like using the Ghost one just because it has access to the Stab Shadow Force, and it's really nice with Toxic Spikes and things like that. But he's going to go for the Side Strike, score a critical hit. Now, that doesn't necessarily make up for the 2 Focus Blast Mist and the Dark Voids, but it is a nice little thing in his favor because he no longer has to deal with the Arceus. With him, he now has to deal with Stealth Rocks because of all that missing. So, I decided to go into Zekrom. Now, I guess he thought I was bluffing, and, you know, being a Scarf Zekrom, I'm not. I was just going to go for the Crunch on the off chance he didn't have Ice Beam and I would be able to take a Side Strike. That was really my main option there, you know. I was just sending things in to die, and then I had no idea I made the bluff, but I guess I did. So, I go for the Crunch, get a crit on this Ferrothorn. Now, because of how much that did, it tells me that he's not physically defensive, because that's not even a Stab Crunch. It's resisted, you know, all that shit. And so right now I just decided to go into my my Reshiram, either predicting the Stealth Rocks or the Gyro, well, not necessarily the Gyro Ball. I don't really know what I was expecting. Maybe the Leech Seed just to be a good spot right here, because the Gyro Ball would have been stupid on either one of these dragons. But I know since I'm T-waved, that's going to be good in the fact that, you know, if he tries to T-wave anything else, I can just go out to this and immediately force it out. But the thing that he does right here is he switches out to Palkia to sponge the fire move, since he would otherwise quad resist it. But I decided to go for Draco Meteor, actually predicting that, because Palkia is the one major thing stopping this Reshiram from doing any work. So, I mean, I can take a hit from Mewtwo, provided, you know, that it's not like a fucking HP ground or something like that, and he has a couple boosts up. But I'm pretty sure I can take one hit from Mewtwo. I need to look out for the Zekrom, though. So, his Zekrom comes in, I was like, I do not want to die to an Outrage, because, you know, I need this thing for Ferrothorn. So Rick's probably watching the video, he's like, don't you fucking fodder out, you know, Zekrom. I have to. I don't really have any other choice. So, I gotta bring my own Zekrom to die to an Outrage, but what this does is it lets me go into Darkrai, and on the next turn I'm gonna put him to sleep, and then, you know, try to whittle away at him with Dark Pulses, provided I don't miss a Dark Void myself, because if I do, then that's pretty much going to be game. You know, I don't want more than one Dark Void missing this game, and if it's going to be one, I would prefer it be his. So, I bring in my Darkrai, just going to put it to sleep, 80 accuracy, sleep move, because why not? It also has an interesting sound effect I kind of noticed, and the whole screen went black for like a moment. Like, I don't know if that was Dark Void's effect on my entire computer, but anyway, he goes to sleep, you know, ends up getting confused. Bad Dream's going to help me out a little bit. It's not exactly, you know, the Sandstorm in Standard. I think, what is it? I think Bad Dreams is 1/8. It's either 1/8 or 1/10, but it's a good amount that helps out. So what I very easily could have done right here is I could have Nasty Plotted and then just gone for the Dark Pulse. But I figured it would have been kind of useless because he does still have Mewtwo left. And, you know, I don't really have anything that wants to switch in on Mewtwo. If anything, I'm going to leave this thing in to die too, so I can go into Reshiram, hopefully kill it off with a Blue Flare and things like that. So, he brings in Mewtwo right now. If you know the first thing about Ubers, it's that Mewtwo outspeeds Darkrai by a very, very reasonable amount. Mewtwo's speed is surprisingly fast. I mean, you know, for a genetically modified Pokemon thing, I don't know. It's in like top 400s, or not 400s, low 400s, something like that. And, you know, Darkrai's sitting on like 383, something like that, same speed as Weavile. But now it comes down to 2 versus 1. I have my Paralyzed Reshiram versus his Mewtwo and his Ferrothorn. So if I can live this hit from Mewtwo and not miss my Blue Flare, I should be good to go, as long as I don't get paralyzed on any one of these turns. And thankfully, you know, I don't get paralyzed. I'm able to get off the Blue Flare. I'm like, alright, I'm good to go. I'm at a low amount of health, and I'm not really going to like this, but if Ferrothorn is able to get a Leech Seed off and, you know, things like that, he could successfully stall me out of this stuff if he has, like, Leech Seed and Protect and things like that. I haven't seen anything on this Ferrothorn, but if it got Stealth Rocks up, I probably would have been screwed. So, I decided, well, I go for the Blue Flare right now, not actually getting paralyzed. And if someone wants to run a damage calc on that, that would be lovely, because I don't actually know that number off the top of my head. But seeing a Specs Blue Flare destroy a Ferrothorn just gets me a little happy on the inside. You know, 'tis the season to be enjoying these kinds of things. So, that'll do it for this Ubers game. I actually had a lot of fun with it. If you guys enjoyed watching this too, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And, what do I have going on? Let me see, I got my battle video tomorrow. I have the tournament thing on Friday. I'll see if I can record some material in advance for you to be uploading on, like, Saturday afternoon, but I will not be uploading on Sunday at all. You know, that is a day I'm going to be attempting to enjoy with family and friends and relatives and whatnot. So I hope you guys do the same. And in case I don't end up getting to see or talk to you guys before then, you know, happy holidays to all of you. I think Hanukkah might be happening around the same time as now, according to my Facebook or something like that. So I guess just happy holidays to all of you. Merry Christmas. You know, happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. I don't really know what else is going on at this time of the year. I don't know. I'm going to shut up now. I will see you guys on Monday. Look, there are things in this tank, finally. It is not just a bunch of empty water like it has been for the past half a year. There are fish inhabiting this tank, finally. I don't know where they all went, but there are fish in here now. And then I also figured I'd show you guys the Christmas tree I have in the corner. There is not a lot going on underneath it, but, you know, gifts will be gifts. There's no other Christmas tree in my house other than this one. I was like, hey, you know, you guys will appreciate what I decked the halls with. So, yeah.